Hello everyone, welcome back. It's me, KandyCorpse, and instead of doing something paranormal or kind of crime related, I'm going to be reading from the AITAH subreddit today. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I really like these, and I know a lot of other people like them too. They've started to get super popular on TikTok as well over the last few months. So for those who don't know, AITAH is kind of branched off from AITA, which stands for Am I the Asshole? And this one is a little bit more lenient, whereas Am I the Asshole is certain specific situations, whereas this, sorry, my cat just like scratched at my door. Actually, no, my cat threw itself at the door. They don't like that they're not allowed in here, but my guinea pigs are obviously back here. I try to like move stuff around because they are just not, recently they started kind of like bothering the guinea pigs, and I'm not gonna have that. So anyway, r/AITAH is, I think, just like a little bit more lenient, where like certain situations and personal things are allowed, and you can also kind of like ask for advice, not just like if you're the a-hole in the situation. So I'm just gonna read a quick brief like what they have as their description, and then I'm gonna just jump right into the stories. r/AITAH says, this is a community like r/Am I the Asshole, except unlike the subreddit here, you can post interpersonal conflicts, anything that's AITA, but it's not allowed there. Even posting about Scar from Lion King and trying to convince Redditors that he was not the asshole. Rules: don't obliterate others. Why the fuck did I just say that? Rules: don't berate others, and no pornography because we have children here. I don't know why the fuck I said obliterate. Kind of the same thing, I guess, like depending on how you think about it. But anyway, this one was posted one day ago by user/FrenchBoy29 AITAH for slapping my stepmother, and it's tagged advice needed. To add to this, my first time this is my first time writing, so please be kind. I was told by a friend to write and see the people's reactions. I'm M19 and I have an older brother, 23. Around 4 years ago, my father, 42, got married to my stepmother, 35, after leaving my mother, 41. My mother is French and my father is from America. After 5 months of leaving my mother, my father started to date my stepmother, and a couple months later they got married. My stepmother has 2 children, a boy, Henry, 13, and a daughter, Hannah, 8. My relationship with my stepmother isn't great, but we agree on some things. The incident happened 5 weeks ago. I think it's supposed to be about 5 weeks ago. When I was celebrating my 19th birthday, as guests started to arrive and the party started, it was time to blow out the candles. Before I could have done it, my mother came. Hold on. I think this person, I think English might be their second language, or whatever device they're typing on is just like having a stroke. I don't know. But like their autocorrect is not doing them any favors, so my brain can't comprehend what's going on. Give me a second. As guests started to arrive and the party started, it was time to blow out the candles. Before I could have done that, my mother came in the country to surprise me. Along she brought a gold bracelet with my name and my horoscope sign engraved into it. My stepsister saw the bracelet and immediately wanted it, but my stepmother told her no, she had a habit of wanting and taking things that didn't belong to her, and her mother encouraged her behavior. I spoke to my father about it. I even threatened him that I would move to France and live with my mother if it didn't stop. After blowing out the candle, she came up to me and asked for it, and I told her no, but I was stupid and left it on the table with the other gifts. Later that night, I heard my mother shouting, and I went to see what happened. It was my mother and my stepmother arguing, and behind my stepmother was my stepsister with my bracelet around her hand. A moment later, my father came and tried to calm both of them down. As both me and my mother pointed out that the stepsister took the bracelet even after I told her no, my father told my stepsister to hand it over, but she threw a tantrum and tried running away, but I grabbed her hand, pulling the bracelet off. In a flash of a second, my stepmother pushed and slapped me for grabbing her daughter. I would admit that when I grabbed her, I did squeeze her tightly. In the heat of the moment, I slapped back my stepmother as my father yelled at me for hitting my stepmother. Soon after, basically everyone had heard the commotion while my stepmother cried at the top of her lungs, saying that I slapped her. My stepbrother started to argue, but soon calmed down after my brother and a couple cousins on my father's side spoke to him. I left the party with my mother and brother. I spent 2 days at my mother's hotel before she left. When I got back home, my stepmother and her children didn't say a word to me, only throwing hints at me, and my father harshly spoke to me due to me not apologizing. But a week after the incident, I started to get texts and calls from my stepmother's family saying how I'm a horrible person for hitting my stepmother. It did get annoying, and I complained to my father, but he hasn't told my stepmother anything, and to my knowledge, and they started sending photos of me that they edited and wrote woman beater, which causes me to delete my social media accounts and create different ones. I know hitting a woman is wrong, and I don't encourage it, but in my point of view, she hit me first and I got angry, but I'm considering apologizing to her and getting over the entire issue. But what should I do? And I'm looking forward to spending the holidays with my mother, but I would keep y'all up with updates. So AITAH. That's insane. Personally, I would say no, because like, yeah, people are like, oh, well, he's a man, so they can make the argument. But the fact that this has happened often, and she's the stepmother, like, she's supposed to have that like parental role where she's supposed to be stepping in and telling the daughter no, and instead of encouraging it. And the fact that she immediately resorted to violence and started hitting him, he had every right to slap her back and defend himself, in my opinion. It's not like he started beating the shit out of her. He grabbed his bracelet back, the stepmother jumped in, shoved him, and slapped him, so he hit her back. I feel like there is no reason, especially the crocodile tears, like, no. She just wanted the attention, and she got it. She got the attention that she wanted. So the second story was posted 5 hours ago. It is AITAH for not wanting to support someone else's child, also tagged advice needed. My ex, F28, had a child before we were together. That was never an issue when we started dating, and when I got serious, she asked me to move into my house with the child, and I was happy about it. Through the relationship, I treated the kid as I would my own. I paid for everything: sports, club, insurance, tutoring, etc. She receives $389 a month in child support from the father, and he sees the child maybe once a month. Fast forward 2 years, we have our own kid and one big happy family. We'd been talking about getting married, and then we did. We talked about getting married, and when we did, I would adopt her first kid, which the dad was okay with. I proposed to her, and 2 months later saw that she had been sexting someone and even sending nudes to them. I was crushed and asked her to move out of my house. After she moved out, I offered to give her $1,600 a month for my kid, and she also got a part-time job making minimum wage. She says I should just give the same amount for the other kid as well, because I was going to adopt the kid when we got married. I said no. She took me to court for child support, hoping to get more money, but she's only given $700 a month for my kid. I've only been giving her the $700 for the last 3 months. She's spreading rumors about me and trying to ruin my reputation. She's also trying to guilt trip me into saying that the kid's life has turned upside down because of me. So AITH for not wanting to support someone else's kid in this situation. Hell no, that's not your child. I'll never understand people, but like parents specifically. Like, I've seen a couple stories similar to this. Like, it is not their child, and they will still go to court over like stepkids, or even just like a situation like this. They never actually got married. Maybe they have one kid together, but I've even seen stories and situations where the couple never got married, never had a kid, just dated for a little while, and they still try to take the guy to like get child support from the courts. And it's like, or vice versa. Like, I've seen, like, you know, both sides. Definitely happen more often with like women, because I do think that women typically have custody more often, but especially like in this situation specifically, like it's her child that she had long before they ever dated. That's crazy. No, you definitely, and I love when people are like, no, you need to give me more money, I'm going to take you to court. And court's like, actually $700 instead of the $1,600, which is more than double. And I love that. I love that you're doing the minimum. And as long as you're still like in your daughter's life, like it's not like your child is going without. She just needs to like get her shit together and step up as a mother, truly. Okay, so this last one is actually pretty short. I definitely expected it to be longer, and then when I clicked on it, I saw that it was really short, but that's totally okay because I don't want this video to be super long anyway. This one is AITAH for not covering my sister and forcing her and my niece to become homeless. This one was posted 8 hours ago by user glittering_unit_3298. I think I forgot to actually say the other user for the second story, so I'm just gonna put it somewhere down here. It's already edited in. I'm sorry, you can probably hear my cats in the background. Like I said in the beginning, they're throwing themselves at my bedroom door right now. They've already been fed, they've already been taken care of. They're just pissed because they're not allowed in here because of the guinea pigs, and because they're bad. Like seriously, they're bad. But they have like such bad separation anxiety from me that even being in another room for whatever fucking reason, their separation anxiety is so bad they can't have a closed door or they will actually throw huge tantrums like this. So anyway, it's a good thing this one's short. Long story short, I have been covering for my sister's rent and childcare costs for the last 2 years. Girl, no, stop. Automatically, you're not in the wrong. Since she claimed she was going back to school, I recently found out she hasn't gone back to school, so I cut her off. Our mother is pissed since this ruins the risk of having my 2-year-old niece out on the streets. Since this runs the risk of my 2-year-old niece being out on the streets, I told my mom that it's not my problem, and at this point, my sister lied, didn't follow through with her end of the deal. My phone has been blown up by my family calling me heartless. Am I really wrong? Bro, if you don't tell your family to fuck all the way off right now, that's crazy. Literally, the fact that they're all turning on you, they probably knew all along that she was just lying, manipulating you, and just went with it. Because how could she keep that up for so long and people know you're paying her rent? They had to have known she wasn't actually going to school. And because I feel like if they found out she was lying, they wouldn't be as like on her side. But also, that's just crazy because like, I mean, I feel like people are probably going to be like, oh, well, she has a kid. Who the fuck cares? She can get a job. Anyway, that was it for today's video. That was it for reading some of Reddit's AITH posts. I don't know if you guys like that type of content, but I like giving my opinion, and I need to end this video right now because my guinea pigs are getting really chatty because they're getting upset by the cats who you may or may not have heard throughout the video, but they're getting a lot louder right now, so I'm going to have to end this.